What is going on, everybody? This your boy Sean, aka Stay Puff 1983, and I am doing this video for Kavi's 1,000 subscriber giveaway contest. And it's been something that I've been planning for a while. He did that video like 3 weeks ago, and I've been procrastinating as usual. But today I'm gonna show off some of my Funko Pop collection. And this strays from a conversation I had in the group chat with the Comic Con Roundtable discussion crew. And we talking about our love-hate relationship with Funko Pops. And I don't have as many Funko Pops, but I do have quite a few. And I figured, let me just go ahead and do a video on it to enter Kavi's contest, showing off some of the Funko Pops I have. So, starting off, what made me start getting a couple of Funko Pops was, of course, one of my favorite movie franchises of all time, and that is Ghostbusters. Now, when Funko Pops first came out, I didn't jump on the craze. I was like, it's not something that I'm interested in. I'm not really, looking to get these little figures with big heads and stuff like that. That's not something that I'm interested in. But when they announced the Ghostbuster ones, I was like, I'll get those. And I gotten a few. Something fell over. But I gotten a few, and of course, my namesake here. I got the Stay Puff Marshmallow Man Funko Pop. Turn his head. But pretty cool. I have the two brains of the Ghostbusters, Ray Stantz, Egon Spengler. Pretty awesome. This one came as a set. I have Pete Venkman full of marshmallow with the firehouse. This came as a set. Venkman will stand on top. And I put a Ghostbuster sticker up there from Midnight Society. Venkman rules the world. But yeah, I got that as a set. And of course, I have the regular Venkman over here. Regular Pete Venkman. And this was another one that came as a set. I got another set, but this one is out. Ecto one with Winston Zedmore. Now, the only way you can get Winston was to get the Ecto. And I was kind of disappointed with that, because I did want a Winston that separately, but he was more expensive than the others. And this one is tailor-made for this Winston because he's placed inside it. You see the little things in there because he's got the holes that you place him in. I can put the other Ghostbusters in there, but only Winston can be placed in those holes. But this is a pretty neat little thing. I had this on display. But he only came as a set. Like in order to get the Ecto one, you had to get Winston with it. And then another set was the banquet room from the first movie. Peter and Egon trapping Slimer. This was gifted to me by the amazing Robert G. Spot Galvin. Awesome. Back. And then another AOK. And this is the biggest pop I have in my collection. The biggest. I don't want no other big one like this, but Stone Cold Steve got this one for me. And that's another Stay Puft, only this time bigger. It's crazy the size of this. And he gonna stay in the box because really ain't got no way to display him outside. So yeah, shout out to Stone Cold Steve. That is all of the Ghostbusters that I have. I also have 3 new pops that I will show that I just got in today. So can't wait to show them. I'm gonna show them at the end of the video. But that concludes the Ghostbuster portion. Alright, so the next portion of pops that I have, this was another one that when they announced that it was coming out, I had to get it because it's one of my favorite cartoons from the 90s. And it's not so much as I wanted to buy it because it's one of my favorite cartoons, but because of the rarity of it. I mean, you wouldn't think that they would make these, but yet they did. And I was like, let me go ahead, jump on them and get them. And that is the Gargoyles Pops from Disney. I love this cartoon back in the 90s. It's one of Disney's first real dark animated series on TV. Had a lot of fighting and violence, and it had a mythology, based on the Shakespearean plays with the Merlins, and back in the ancient times, King Arthur, and it was always a fascinating show. I really love watching how the storylines play out, especially in the second season. Some people have hit or miss with the second season, but I loved it. I mean, how the story structure go, especially when Goliath is on this quest to visit different areas of the world and different gargoyles. That was pretty creative, and I loved it. So I loved it this show growing up, and I have the complete set. It's Broadway. Here is Bronx, Brooklyn. It's my borough. Is Hudson. Hudson. Here's the funny thing about Hudson. On the original set that they released, he wasn't included. It was Goliath, Demona, who I have right here. There's Demona. And I have Lexington as well. So Goliath, Demona, Lexington, Bronx, and Brooklyn, Broadway. But it didn't have Hudson. I had to pay separately to get Hudson. And I always found that strange. Like, he's the OG of the group. He's the veteran. He's the one that Goliath relies on for wisdom. And the fact that he wasn't part of the set and I had to buy him separately was always strange to me. If anybody I have to buy separately is Demona because she's the villain. She shouldn't have been included in the group. She was there at the start, but then she turned villain and she went her own way. So if anything, I don't understand why she was included as the set with the group, but not Hudson. So that always was weird to me. But I had to get Hudson when he came out, so it didn't really matter. He was going to be part of the collection. And then here's Lexington, the smallest of the group. So yeah, those are my Gargoyles Pops, one of my favorite shows in the 90s. And I have the whole set. I'm not sure if they release a Xanatos. If they ever release a Xanatos one, or even the Pack, the villain group, the Pack, I will get those. But for now, I'm just happy that I got the whole Gargoyles group because, like I said, I loved those characters and the cartoon was fascinating. So that concludes the Gargoyle set. Next up is a couple of miscellaneous pops. Not too many, but I have the Wolverine bobblehead one, and I also have Frank Castle bobblehead, and this is the Thunderbolts Frank Castle with the red skull. So that was pretty neat that I got these two. I have Batman Red Rain, and this was a win off Bruce and Stephanie's live stream. I won one of their trivia questions, so I was able to get that from them. Shout out to Bruce and Stephanie. Definitely catch their Friday live streams at 10 o'clock. This one was a Black Friday purchase. It's the Mandalorian and the Child. Now Grogu. Still call him Baby Yoda occasionally, but and last but not least, it's Wonder Woman. And I got this when issue 1000 came out. And they say you buy issue 1000, you get a percentage off the Wonder Woman pop. So I took advantage and I brought this. It's pretty awesome. So now I'm going to show off the new pops that I just got in today. So the pops that I just received today, when I saw that they was re-releasing these because they were expensive, on the original ones. Now they out of stock and expensive. So they put out a new wave. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I have to get this because it's one of my favorite hip hop groups growing up as a kid. I played the hell out of their music. I watched all of their videos. And, me and my brother used to dance to some of their songs and even rap to them, so when they released these, I had to scoop them up, and I just got them in today. Here is Run DMC Jam Master J. Run DMC JMJ Forever. Had to get these. One of my favorite hip hop groups of all time. I love Run DMC. Love Run DMC. And, it's still a shame what happened to Jam Master Jay. I mean, that was a huge loss for hip hop, losing Jam Master Jay and his contributions to not only Run DMC, but for what he was doing for upcoming rappers. He was the one that discovered Onyx, and he even discovered 50 Cent, gave 50 Cent his first deal. And it's just a shame, that over 20 years later, he's gone, and his presence in hip hop is missed. But I had to scoop these up, and I'm happy to have them. Like I said, when it comes to pops, Funko Pops, I'm not a huge Funko Pop collector. It's not something that I actively hunt. Like ones that I really want, I'll buy them, but I have not gotten ridiculous with my Funko Pop buying, and I was able to maintain poise and just get what I want. And that's all what it's about when it comes to collecting. It's just buy what you want. And if you're a Funko Pop collector, then by all means, that's what you love and that's what you have a passion for collecting. It's all good. And the conversation we had on the Comic Con Roundtable discussion was pretty deep, and it was a pretty cool conversation about Funko Pop collecting and the love-hate relationship towards it. But like I said, some of these things turns out well for me. My Ghostbuster Pops and the Gargoyle Pops and these Run DMC Pops. I'm happy to have them, and I just get the ones that really catches my eye and, ones that I really want. But I know not to go overboard in terms of purchasing so many of them, because then, like I said, you fall down the rabbit hole of Funko Pops, and then it's a hard thing to dig out of. It's like comic books. But those are my Funko Pop collections. I am happy to have the Run DMC. And just to show off something secondary, because I know it's supposed to be 2 collectible items, I just got to throw in some classic figures. I had these since the 90s. I gave Jim Bolt my Nightcrawler as an AOK. But, yeah, Silver Samurai, X-Men. Ice Man with the surfboard. I mean, we used to put water in there. Stick him in, put water in it, put it in the freezer, and then he comes out with the ice board, on his feet. So that was pretty cool. Here's Domino from X-Force. Dusty. I have him hanging on the wall. Domino from X-Force. And this is... I used to love playing with these figures, and that was the Shadow line. Back when the Alec Baldwin Shadow movie came out. So, yeah, man. Good old days of figure collecting. I know they re-released some of these old school figures and new versions, but like I said, I'm trying not to fall into that collecting habit of buying so many figures. Like I said, I don't even buy the Marvel Legends and stuff like that. Like I be passing up on those. And I even cut back on buying statues because I have a couple of statues. But I had to cut back on buying those, and I'm happy with doing that. I'm happy with what I have. So those are my collectibles, and this is my entry to Comic Book NYC's 1,000 sub giveaway contest. Congratulations again, Kavi, on hitting that milestone. You're a great member in this community, and hopefully you continue to grow and you continue to put out great content, because I know you put out more than I do. So, but yeah, continue to grow your channel and continue to do great things in the community. Hopefully, I can get you on one of my Saturday shows one day if you're available. But that is all from me. I hope y'all have a great week. It'll be Wednesday tomorrow, so that's New Comic Book Day for everybody. And, just purchase what you want and read what you want. So, it's your boy Sean, Stay Puft, signing out. Peace, y'all.